Hey everyone, Jellycube here from 5 9 Gaming, back with Gems of Anime, the series where we go in depth about some of the most iconic and memorable anime out there, while also featuring some lesser known titles. Today, I'm here to talk about a show that is considered by many to be one of the most critically acclaimed and one of the most popular action shonen anime of all time. As always, before we get started, if you want to see more from the Gems of Anime series and from 5 9 Gaming, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when we upload new videos. Also, if you like what you see, be sure to give the video a like and let us know what you think in the comments down below. Alright, let's get started. In order to obtain or create something, something of equal value must be lost or destroyed. This is the law of equivalent exchange, and is also the basis of the extremely popular shonen anime series, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood was animated by Studio Bones and aired from April 5th, 2009 to July 4th, 2010. The show is based off of the Fullmetal Alchemist manga created by mangaka Hiromu Arakawa, which was published in Shonen Gangan from July 12th, 2001 to September 11th, 2010. This past July even celebrated the 20th anniversary of the serialization of the manga, where a new upcoming series by Arakawa was announced. Even though Fullmetal Alchemist is definitely an older series by comparison to others, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood definitely shines like gold, no matter how many years pass. The main synopsis of the story is this. 2 children, Edward Elric and his younger brother Alphonse, are young and extremely talented alchemists living in the nation of Amestris. However, after their mother passes away, the two decide to commit one of the greatest taboos an alchemist can: human transmutation. After years of preparation, Ed and Al perform an alchemical ritual to attempt to bring their mother back to life, but it doesn't go their way and costs them dearly. Ed loses his leg, and Al's entire physical body is destroyed. To save his little brother, Edward sacrifices his arm to place Alphonse's soul into a suit of armor. After a year of Edward recovering from the attachment of metal prosthetics, or automail, by their family friends Winry and Pinako Rockbell, the 2 brothers decide to seek out an artifact known as a Philosopher's Stone in order to get their original bodies back. To this end, Ed decides to join the Amestrian military as a state alchemist, as a way to be granted access to their vast libraries and personal connections. Ed is given the name the Fullmetal Alchemist, and the rest is history. So, of course, after hearing the synopsis, the question we have to ask is, okay, well, why is this show so popular? Well, there are quite a few reasons. First off, the themes of the show are very complex and interesting, and the anime does an amazing job of discussing and providing insight into them. The concepts of continuing to live and overcoming one's sorrow, hopelessness, and grief, and the idea of what it truly means to be human, are 2 such themes that Fullmetal Alchemist tackles in an amazing way. Now, after hearing everything that the Elric brothers have gone through, it's no surprise that they have a lot to overcome, and believe me, there's even more that the 2 brothers have to go through before they can get their bodies back. However, despite all of the loss, sorrow, and even hopelessness that Ed, Al, and the entire cast feel throughout the entire series, they always manage to push forward and do what they feel is right for the good of not just themselves, but the people they care about as well. The idea of wanting to push forward and keep living is so beautifully conveyed in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and it's rewarding and inspiring, seeing all of the characters overcome multiple challenges in their own way. Another theme that the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood anime handles very well is asking what it truly means to be human. The best way that the series tackles this subject are through the characters called the Homunculi. These Homunculi are physical manifestations of the 7 deadly sins. Lust, gluttony, sloth, and of course all of the others. 2 of the Homunculi that especially exemplify this theme are greed and envy. Greed and envy are 2 emotions that are a part of everyday human life, and, as shown in the anime, aren't necessarily evil by nature. Greed just wants in the end to have what humans have, namely to be wanted and to be a part of something. And envy is jealous of humans for everything they have, but lacks the ability to truly become what makes humans, well, human. At this point, some of you may be thinking, oh man, this anime sounds dark and serious. I don't know if I like series like this, and let me tell you, while the anime definitely has some darker moments, the humor and the comedy in this anime is also spot on. It is the perfect balance between tough moments and then lighthearted banter and humor between the characters. Hiromu Arakawa's art style from the manga also works perfectly as a medium for comedic moments, and in moments where Ed is arguing with Colonel Roy Mustang, or Winry, or actually really anyone, you get to see that after everything that has happened, he's still just a goofy kid. A kid in the military during multiple wars and countering multiple evil plots, but still a kid. The characters in the show love to poke fun at one another in ways that are just hilarious, and I highly recommend Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood for just the comedic moments alone. It's a wonderful palate cleanser from some of the other moments that we talked about earlier. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is also a great anime due to the characters themselves and the interpersonal relationships between them. For example, the relationships between the many members of the Amestri military, such as Colonel Roy Mustang, Lieutenant Riza Hawkeye, or Major Luis Armstrong, can be rough at times, but exemplify common goals and traits that they all share, and, at least for most of them, I'm looking at you, Kimberly, a true desire to serve the citizens of their home country. In contrast to this, seeing how characters outside the military from Amestris tackle the hardships of living during the war times is also handled very well. And it's not only the characters from within Amestris that are handled well, but also characters from outside of Amestris. Characters such as Scar, an Ishbalan whose family was killed during a war with Amestris, and characters from Jing, such as Ling and Mei, are all very different in their personalities and ways of thinking, but are all still affected by the plot and share similar issues and struggles. We've talked a lot about the themes and characters of the show, but I know a lot of you out there are more interested in something else, the production value. And let me tell you, in that regard, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is phenomenal. The show itself is beautifully animated, and many of the scenes are drawn and colored in ways that are very visually appealing. The fight scenes in the anime have aged extremely well for an anime that's over 10 years old at this point. Brotherhood is the type of show that could be released tomorrow and still be seen as a great work of animation. The openings are also beautifully animated and storyboarded as well. Many of the openings are the epitome of what you should expect from a shonen anime opening, while many of the endings are not only iconic, but contrast the opening and the show itself in a very appealing way. And that's not to mention the music. Songs such as Again by Yui, Hologram by Nico Touches the Walls, and Rain by Sid are absolute classics that defined an entire generation of anime. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is truly an anime that seems like it will remain evergreen in terms of its production. Brotherhood is a show that has touched the hearts of millions, and is certain to touch even more as the years go on. It's an amazing journey to watch the Elric brothers as they discover who they are and their place in a much larger world. If I could recommend only one anime to a friend, or even just someone who was interested in anime and didn't know where to begin, I would tell them that Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is truly a gem of anime. Thanks everyone so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another gem of anime. Want a hint? It's a really great comedy anime with all sorts of aquatic misadventures. Curious to know more? Well, you'll just have to wait and see. If you liked the video, again, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below what you thought of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, or if there was anything you love about the series that I didn't get around to mentioning. Again, I'm Jellycube, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care!